Well, it's my day of doing little bitty videos of little bitty things. This input jack is tightened on the front and is just spinning because the actual center connector of the jack free spins, the little ring in the middle of the metal. So it doesn't matter what the front nut is doing, and that's just not good. So I'm going to replace this. This is that Palomino, that crate. There, I fixed it. Swear to God, why do so many amp companies always insist on saving the wrong pennies? Okay, wrapping up this UA LA610. 400 milliamp fuses, one in the fuse holder, one in the spare slot of the fuse holder. And these will go back with the owner because you can't get these in town. And if one of these goes out, it's nice to have the power switch I showed the replacement of before. The last bit I did was these two resistors here need to be replaced. And they've got 1 watt metal oxides mounted up off the board because as you can tell from the old ones, which were half watts, they've got that discoloration, that browning in the middle. They were getting too hot. They had not failed yet, but I figured on a piece of gear like this, it's good to do some preemptive service. And since they were generating enough heat to start toasting, the new ones, not only being higher wattage, but also mounted up off the board for a little bit of airflow, should not develop this problem. The only other flaw I really see in this LA610 is this heat sink on this, probably a 9-volt regulator, some kind of regulator. It's the entire mass of this is just held onto the regulator, and it's supported by its solder joints. And those leads are kind of flimsy, and the solder joints are kind of flimsy. And that's just a lot of mass to put on there. And I'm not sure if I can secure that better. In theory, you would want this snug against the board so there's no back and forth vibrational issue. But I think I'm just going to have to leave that to be a problem to be solved should it be necessary in the future, because it's involves taking the whole thing apart and redoing it properly, and it's best done from the other side. So other than that, it's really well built, and this may never become a problem. It's a very obvious potential source of a problem. That's how my mind works. Well, I just couldn't help myself. I had to give that heat sink a little bit of silicone. Once that sets up, it'll kind of give a little bit of a shock absorber to that heat sink. It'd be a little less weight and less vibration on the solder joints. And those heat sinks on those regulators usually don't get hot enough for the silicone to have any problems. And it'd be no issue removing that from the board later when and if necessary to take it apart. So it can only help.